What's up guys, and welcome back to Software Solutions, and today we're talking about Call of Duty Warzone. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I've done a video before. The video before this, I actually did a video on Call of Duty Warzone on Windows settings that you can change and stuff like that. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out, my previous video that I uploaded. Today we're going to focus on Call of Duty Warzone itself inside the game and inside Battle.net. We are not going to do anything on Windows and stuff like that. If you want to go check that out, go ahead and go check my previous video. That's all about the Windows settings, the tweaks and stuff like that, power options, graphic settings, graphic updates, Windows updates, all those things. So everyone knows that every time this game comes out and it brings out a new update, the game's more fucked than it was before, and the game gives you like latency issues, FPS drops, the game stutters, the game crashes, and there's a lot of problems with the game. Now, I try my very, very best as a YouTuber, as a content creator, to help everyone out there with Call of Duty Warzone, because I know a lot of people love playing this game. I'm one of them. I just don't play it as often because I have other games that I play with friends of mine. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, so let's jump straight into it. So the first thing you're going to need to do is open up your Battle.net itself and have your Battle.net open like this. All right, so the first thing you're going to need to do is go up here, and you are going to go to settings like this, and you're going to go over here where it says app, right? So the first thing you're going to need to do here is on game launch, you're going to put this on exit Battle.net completely. Do not say keep Battle.net open, minimize Battle.net to system tray. You're going to say exit Battle.net completely. You're going to click on that. It's going to save the changes. And then this one also, I highly recommend clicking on exit Battle.net completely. All right. You're going to scroll all the way down. I highly recommend you do not tick this box. Untick this box if it's ticked. You can also clear your info, but you don't need to. Don't clear your info because you're going to have to sign in again. All right. This one over here, use browser hardware acceleration. A lot of people are complaining about the game crashing at random times and the game giving you black screen errors. Or I've had this problem where I launch my game and I'm an Nvidia user. I don't know if Radeon goes red or same color, I'm not sure. But sometimes when I launched my game back in the day without me doing all these tweaks and stuff, my game would open green. My whole screen would be green, and then all of a sudden Warzone would start. Now, that is a problem. It can like give you errors in the game crashing, all that stuff. You don't want that. Now, this plays a big role in that. So I highly do recommend unticking this box. If you have it ticked, untick it. I highly recommend you go ahead and do so. So like this, it's going to ask you to restart it. Alright, so I'm not going to do this now. I'm just going to untick it again, close it, untick this box, and I highly recommend you go ahead and do that. Alright, so once you're done with that, you're going to say done. Alright, next step you're going to need to do is go to this little gear icon over here and go to show in Explorer. I'm just going to move this from out of the screen. Go to Call of Duty Modern Warfare itself and scroll all the way down to where it says modernwarfare.exe. You're going to right click on it and say properties and go to compatibility mode. And then as you can see here, mine is already unhighlighted. Right, as you can see, it's not dark color, right? You're going to disable this and disable this one over here and say apply. Once you're done with that, you're going to go to this one over here, and then you're going to do the same thing over here. Both of these you're going to tick, and you're going to go to this over here where it says change high TPI settings. You're going to go over here and then tick these boxes over here and make sure this one says I sign into Windows, right? Application, do not put it on anything else. Say application, say okay, say apply, say okay, say apply, say okay. Done. Once you're done with that, you're going to close out of this. Now, what it's going to do is every time you launch Warzone or any game inside Battle.net itself, Battle.net is going to close and it's not going to run in the background of your PC and use resources like your RAM and your CPU, and you don't want that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to jump straight into the game and show you the best settings you could be using right now for Call of Duty Warzone. Okay, one thing I also do want to get out there is a lot of people use NVIDIA filters to make the game look a little bit more, the colors a bit better and stuff like that. There is another way of doing this instead of using the filters, because the filters actually makes you lose FPS if you're not running the best of machines. So all you need to do is go to NVIDIA control panel. If you are a NVIDIA user like me, just open up the NVIDIA control panel like this. I actually didn't do this in my previous video, but I highly do suggest you go and do this. This actually helps for every single game you're going to be playing, not just Call of Duty Warzone, but I highly recommend you go ahead and do this. Alright, this one over here, so you're going to go to adjust desktop color settings. Now I have 3 screens, I have a TV, and I have 2 monitors. Alright, so I have a monitor on my left hand side, monitor on my right hand side, one's for my YouTube, one's for my Discord, and one's for my gaming. Alright, okay, so you can obviously click on the monitors that you're going to be changing. So I'm going to be changing my main monitor that I play my games on. Alright, so if you have multiple monitors or just one screen, it doesn't really matter. If you have one screen, that's all good. Change the digital vibrance. So click on this image over here, image 3, right? And change the digital vibrance in here. As you pull it down, you start seeing that it goes all dull. You do not want that. So I highly recommend, my personal sweet spot is 85%. That's my personal sweet spot for gaming with all my games that I play. When I play, for instance, PUBG, I can actually see much more, and everything is more. It's called digital vibrance for a reason. The vibrance of the game looks really, really good. So the color in the game looks amazing. All right. So then you don't need to use NVIDIA filters. A lot of people do suggest using NVIDIA filters. If you are one of those people and you do use it and you don't lose frames, you can go ahead and do that. But if you're losing frames with NVIDIA filters, all you need to do is just come and change this over here, and you should be good to go. Once you're done with that, you just say apply. You apply it, and you go out of this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to jump straight into the game itself, and I'm going to show you the best settings you're going to be using for Call of Duty Warzone right now at this very moment. Now I'm going to go over steps that is for people out there that's using low-end gaming machines, low-end gaming laptops, to mid-tier to high-tier machines. I'm going to go over some simple, easy steps that you're going to need to take and change to make the game run perfectly fine on your machine. Because I know a lot of people complain about this game being played on really good machines, but they're not doing like over 100 FPS. Literally, there's a lot of people out there that's running like 3080s, 3090s, and they can't get over 100 FPS, which is sad to see that happen. You know, I mean, you got this massive monster computer, but you're getting less than 100 FPS in Warzone. It's quite sad. I mean, the developers don't the fuck know what they're doing, so this is why I'm here to help everyone out there that needs the help for Call of Duty Warzone. Alright, let's jump straight into that, and let's get this going. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I'm in Call of Duty Warzone right now, and I'm in the graphics settings. Alright, so the first thing you're obviously going to need to do is change this from full screen to anything else if you're playing on a low-end gaming machine. Now, a low-end gaming machine would benefit you if you change this to full screen borderless or full screen extended window or just windowed in general. Alright, if you're playing through a mid-tier to a high-end gaming PC, I do highly recommend playing this at full screen mode. If you're running a low-end gaming PC and you can run this at full screen and it runs perfectly fine, then I do recommend keeping this at full screen and leaving it there. Right, this one is obviously your monitor that you're currently running, and I highly recommend you select the monitor that you're currently running. If you have multiple monitors, obviously select your primary monitor that you're running. You're going to select your graphics card that you're running, so just select your graphics card. This is the refresh rate of your monitor, so if you have a 60 Hz, whatever hertz you have, select the highest hertz it can go to. Right, this is your render resolution. You can actually change this for low-end gaming PCs. The lowest I do recommend right now at this very moment, it still looks okay, is 85. You should be good to go. So just type in 85 and press enter, and you're obviously going to apply it once you're done with all these settings over here. 85 is the lowest, but I do recommend bringing it up a bit, maybe to like 90 or 95. You should be good to go. You just press enter when you're done. And if you do get good FPS and don't get FPS drops with 100% on this, and you're doing 1080p or in 1440p or whatever the settings is that you're currently running with your monitor, I highly do recommend playing it at 100. It is the best resolution. You'll do the 1080p that you are currently running, or the 1440p, or whatever resolution you are currently running the game as. Alright, dynamic resolution, you're going to disable this over here. This you're going to leave at default. This plays a big role on certain monitors that people are running. So if you are running a high-end gaming monitor, or, you know, just a gaming monitor in general, you're going to select a different type of, you know, whatever the case might be. Or you could just select automatic. It will automatically pick up the monitor that you're currently running. All right, VSync is obviously screen tearing. That's what it does. That's what VSync is for. It's there for screen tearing. So obviously it shows you a preview. If this happens to your screen while you are playing, or it happens to your game while you are playing, I do highly recommend enabling this, but then it's going to cap your FPS. But you'll have a smooth gameplay experience. So if it caps it to whatever the refresh rate of your monitor is, so if you're doing, let's say, I don't know, 144 Hertz, right? Then you're going to do 144 FPS with your graphics card if you cap this and you put this on enabled. Alright, so I'm not going to enable this. I don't get screen tearing. I've never gotten screen tearing, so I'm good to go with this. If you don't get screen tearing, disable this. This one over here, you're going to keep on unlimited. The brightness, I highly recommend changing this up just a slight bit, so you can actually see this WZ over here in the middle, just a little bit, because there is a little bit of dark spots on this map, and yeah, you are going to, run into people that's hiding in little dark corners, and you don't want that. So I do highly recommend change this brightness just a little bit up. All right. This one over here, you're going to keep on 2.2. You're going to disable this one over here, and you're going to disable this one over here. Once you are done with that, you're going to apply these settings, and then you're going to go to quality. All right. The first thing you're going to need to do is change your field of view. Now, this is your own personal preference depending on the field of view that you like playing Call of Duty on. Right. So it shows you obviously a preview of what you can see, how far you can see with what field of view you're going to be using. So if I put this all the way down to about 60, that's about what you're going to see, all right? So if you put this on 120, this is what you're going to see. Everyone has their own personal preference on this, and no, it does not impact FPS. It does not impact FPS. I've done lots of tests on this. It does not impact FPS. It might impact it about 1 frame, but who really cares about 1 frame? I mean, it's not really a complaint. I mean, you can't even see 1 frame with your eyes. So it's good if you put it on your personal settings, your own personal settings, then you're good to go. Put this on affected. Do not put it on independent. Put it on affected. So while you ADS aim down sight, it will keep it at the field of view that you put it on. All right. This you're going to put on least. Streaming quality, I highly recommend you put this on low. If you're running a low end to mid-tier gaming PC, put this on low. Right. Low tier to mid-tier gaming PC, you can actually put this game on normal. The texture resolution, put it on normal. And you should be good to go by playing this game. You'll actually get more frames by putting this on normal and not on high. As you can see, it eats a lot of VRAM just by putting this up to high. Alright, it's almost hitting my max level over there. So if I put it down to normal, it goes far, far down. Then you can start changing things like other stuff and put them up a little bit more to reach that little bar over there. Alright, so I'm just going to keep mine on high. I leave mine like this, and I play perfectly fine with mine like this. This one over here, you can actually also keep on normal. You should be good to go. But if you're running, like I said, a low-end gaming PC or a low-end gaming laptop, go ahead and put this on low. You should be good to go. This one over here, low. This one over here, you're going to disable unless you want to use your sprays and your bullet impacts and you're one of those toxic people and you spray all over the show or whatever the case might be. Don't worry, I'm also one of those people. I also enable this, but I highly do recommend disabling this. It does not impact FPS, so you can enable it if you want to, but disable it if you want to as well. It doesn't really matter. This one over here, I highly recommend you disable it if you're running a low-end to mid-tier gaming PC, not a very, very high-end gaming PC, because you can put it on near and you can put it on all. So it's your own personal preference, to be honest with you. You can put it on all and you should be good to go as well, but it does impact FPS. So put this on disable, you should be good to go. This one is obviously the gore effects. I like this. It's a pretty cool feature in Warzone. You can disable this if you want to. It doesn't do anything with FPS. It has nothing to do with FPS in this game. Alright, this one over here, on-demand tester streaming. I highly recommend disabling this and then just leave this as is. Do not enable this and start playing around with these things. You are going to start losing FPS in your game, and that's what you don't want. Alright, something very, very important that with this new update, I'm just going to show you guys once I'm done with this, is this one over here, but I'm going to show you once I'm done. Alright, this I put on 1.00 because I have NVIDIA DLSS. Now, a lot of people do not have NVIDIA DLSS, right? So if it's disabled, you put this all the way down, all right? And then you go to anti-analyzing and you put this on 1 times, T2 times, right? Or T2 times again, right? The highest it can go to, and then you apply these settings. I think maybe for low-end gaming PCs to mid-tier, maybe low-end, should be good to go with this one. With your mid-tier, this should be good to go. A lot of mid-tier PCs can run this as well. If you're high-end, you can run this as well. Now, if you are running a high-end gaming machine, then you should be doing this one over here, where you go to quality and you put this all the way up. The game looks really, really good. Depth of field, disable this. It's a multiplayer game. Do not enable it. You don't need it for this game. You do not need it. All right, world motion blur, you do not need this because you're going to make yourself angry by maybe moving too fast, because I know a lot of people, it's a fast-paced game. I mean, when I move around and play this game and stuff like that, I move around really, really fast, you know, like static cancelling and stuff like that. You are going to mess up. Like, for instance, if this is disabled, this is how it's going to look, right? So you can see everything around you, your surroundings you can see. But if it's enabled, you can't see your surroundings perfectly, and people's going to fuck you up in this game. Trust me, they're going to. Alright, weapon motion blur, I highly recommend you disable this. I do not know why you would want this enabled. Like I said, it's a multiplayer game. Literally, you want to smash people in this game. So, yeah, cool. All right, this one over here, shadow map resolution. Either you put this on low or you put this on normal. Normal should be good to go. A lot of people have a big debate about these two things over here. A massive debate, and I don't know why people have such a big, massive debate, but I think I know why people have a massive debate. Is because a lot of people are running different types of machines. A lot of people run Horizon, a lot of people run Intel, a lot of people run like AMD, and then obviously NVIDIA graphics cards. So this plays a very big role on your graphics card and the machine that you're running. So I keep mine enabled and my game looks really, really well, and I also don't lose FPS. But I do recommend, if you're running a low-end gaming PC to a mid-end gaming PC and you're getting FPS loss, lots of FPS loss, I do recommend you put this on disable and you should be good to go. Don't worry, the game's not going to look like trash. Don't stress about it. It's not going to look like trash. This one over here, you can put an Ultra. It does absolutely nothing to VRAM, but it does do a little bit to your FPS. I actually noticed this. It does do a little bit to your FPS depending on the situation that you're doing, like where you are, what you're doing, like, I don't know, maybe while you're parachuting in and you're about to land, then you drop a little bit of frames, and as soon as you hit the floor, then the frames come back up. So I do recommend putting this on normal, and you should be good to go. This one over here, DirectX Ray Tracing, do not enable this unless you have a monster machine. I mean, you shouldn't be enabling this. If you enable this, why are you watching my video in the first place? Because you want more FPS. You want your game to run better. You want your game to be smooth as possible for this update right now. Then I highly recommend you follow my guidelines and you should be good to go. Put this off. Disable it. This one over here, put it off. A lot of people do say that you should put this on both. If you want to go ahead and do so and you don't lose FPS while this is on both, leave it on both. This one over here, a lot of people also complain about me not putting this up. I don't put this up for a reason, because my game actually feels worse to me personally with my own rig. It feels worse when I enable this. So I disable this one over here and I put this one also on disable. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the settings you're going to be using. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here. And once you're done with this, right, it's a very important step to do. You're going to apply these settings once you're done, right? Then you're going to restart shader installation. So what it's going to do is it's going to apply all these settings that you just changed now. All these settings that you just changed now. Click on this and it's going to apply those settings for you. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, if this worked for you, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here. And if your game runs better, smash that motherfucking like button. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, peace out.